Good afternoon and welcome to Salem. Happy September, everybody. My name is Dominic Fangallo. I'm the mayor here in Salem. I want to thank you for coming here. I'm going to share some updates and information about the upcoming October season. I'm joined by Salem's Chief of Police, Lucas Miller, the Chief Operating Officer of the MBTA, Ryan Caholen, and also our Fire Chief, Al Dion, is here. The Executive Director of Destination Salem, our Destination Marketing Organization, Ashley Judge, and Special Events Coordinator for the city, Jeremy Fisk, is here as well. So, as always, here in Salem, we want to make sure that everyone has a safe and enjoyable haunted happening season. Residents, visitors, employees, everyone. And that means it's very important for visitors to plan their trips here thoughtfully, to think about how they're going to get here. For the easiest and most enjoyable visit to Salem, come by train, come by ferry, come by broom. The MBTA will have additional train service running through the month. You'll hear more about that in a moment. Starting on October 18th, our 150 passenger Salem ferry between Long Wharf in Boston and Blaney Street's wharf here in Salem will be supplemented by an additional 600 passenger vessel on weekends and on Halloween itself. Additionally, our regular ferry service will run through November 2nd this year instead of ending on October 31st as it typically does. And on weekends starting October 18th and on Halloween, we'll have additional ferry service between Salem and Hingham. Another way that visitors can enjoy an easier trip to Salem is by, whenever possible, booking your tickets for attractions and making meals reservations in advance. Install the Destination Salem app and the city's app called My Salem MA on your device and enable notifications so you can get real-time updates to better enjoy your visit. If you'd like to visit in October when it's a bit less crowded, weekday visits, especially earlier in the week, if you can do it, are often your best bet. And when you're here, be sure to check out all that Salem has to offer. We have an amazing downtown, of course, but it's also a short walk to our historic waterfront and all the shops there, as well as to the historic districts and more. When it comes to public safety, this year we'll be putting in place some increased measures, which Chief Miller will be talking about in a moment. And lastly, we want to invite all of our visitors to help us keep Salem magical. Enjoy your visit to our community, but please be respectful. Don't litter or trespass onto private property, even if you really want a selfie with that cool decoration in someone's yard. If you're on a walking tour, please don't block the crosswalks or the sidewalks. Pay attention to signs, road closure notices, and other notifications from the city and the police department. In the last few days of the month, we issued triple fines for certain violations downtown. And above all, please treat each other with patience and kindness. That goes for the workers and the places you go to, for other visitors you may encounter, and for our residents. Thank you, and we're looking forward to welcoming you all this fall season. All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Caholen. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the MBTA. So thank you very much, City of Salem, Mr. Mayor, and everyone for hosting us here in Salem. I'd like to thank the Healy Driscoll administration for all their support over the past couple of years, for allowing us to grow and continue to improve our service. Also want to recognize our operating partner, Keolis Commuter Services, and their new leadership under General Manager John Colleen. Also the entire MBTA workforce who is ready to deliver all the attendees to and from Salem this Halloween season. So commuter rail service, we obviously expect, and we know from experience, Halloween season brings a lot of ridership. Above all, encourage all passengers to allow for extra time and have some patience. Arrive early to board your services, plan ahead, and certainly be safe. Ridership year over year obviously has increased. Between 2023 and 2024, we saw a 25% increase in ridership during the month of October on the Newburyport-Rockport line. And out of that, over 170,000 passengers rode to Salem in 2024 versus 110,000 in 2023 each weekend. Halloween Day 2024, over 25,000 people rode the Newburyport-Rockport line, where a typical weekday ridership is about 13,000. So you can imagine, we expect this year, if the weather is favorable, we will see an increase in ridership as we have over the last couple of years. but we are ready to deliver reliable, efficient, and safe service this coming October. We're going to increase commuter rail service on the Newburyport-Rockport line during the month of October. In total, the MBTA will be adding 7 inbound and 8 outbound trains on both Saturdays and Sundays throughout the entire month of October. And on Halloween, trains will operate to and from Salem every 30 minutes throughout the day. The trip only takes about 30 minutes to get you from downtown Boston to Salem and vice versa. The fare is $8 one way, and you can purchase your fare in advance using the M-Ticket app. Highly recommend folks download the M-Ticket app and the MBTA Go app to get the best information and make sure that you're best equipped to ride the service. Also available is a $10 day pass for Halloween, which will be valid for unlimited travel on Friday, October 31st. Weekend passes are available also at $10, and they allow for unlimited travel on the commuter rail both Saturdays and Sundays, and they'll cover the 3-day weekend in October as well. Due to the heavy ridership, bicycles and scooters will not be allowed on weekend trains on the Newburyport-Rockport line. Salem Station, obviously right down the street, is fully accessible with 2 elevators and a full-length high-level platform and level boarding for every train. I talked about the increase in ridership. I can't stress enough. Please download the MBTA Go app and the M-Ticket app so that you can stay aware of the latest rider information. If you do need assistance, we're going to have additional staff deployed at Salem Station to answer any questions. Please look for an MBTA or Keolis representative at North Station, Salem Station, and all points in between if you have any questions. We're going to really ramp up that staffing, obviously, the weekend or the days leading up to Halloween, beginning on Wednesday the 29th. Obviously, we expect a heavy demand for service. Again, safety. Safety is going to remain our top priority. You can always report things on the MBTA through the MBTA CSA app. And again, I can't stress enough, the MBTA Go app and social media to stay abreast of the latest service patterns. In closing, I just want to thank all of our crews who are ready to put the work in to deliver all the attendees to and from Salem, whether it's by rail, by water. The MBTA is ready to serve, and we're ready to deliver. I'd like to wish everyone a happy, safe, and fun Halloween season. And with that, I'd like to introduce Salem Police Chief Lucas Miller.
Hello. I'd like to welcome you all to the Robert St. Pierre Police Headquarters building in Salem. I'd also like to welcome all of our visitors, all of the visitors throughout the month of October, and even the month of September, as the mayor mentioned. We hope everybody will come to Salem, have fun, and stay safe. Please do take public transportation. We want to make sure there's room for everybody, and we just don't have enough parking spaces. Please also remember that Salem is not just Halloween Central. We need to go to school, the grocery store, the doctor's office, and 100 other places while others celebrate Halloween. Please be courteous, please look out for children, and please get home safely. This year, as in previous years, the Salem Police Department will be augmented by colleagues from around the Commonwealth. In order to keep everybody safe, sometimes the best judge of whether something is suspicious is you. Keep your wits about you and call us if you think you might need the police. Every year, in anticipation for haunted happenings, we look around the world, in the country, and see what threats we might be facing, what might go wrong. And obviously, the events in New Orleans over New Year's, this past coming New Year's, is very much foremost in our minds. To that end, we have beefed up the barriers in Salem. Where we used to rely primarily on soft barriers, we'll be relying primarily on hard barriers. Now, to be clear, it's not possible to make a city impermeable to vehicles. But we will do our best, A, to toughen up Salem, and B, to differentiate a little bit better so that visitors can tell when they really are safe or in a frozen zone from cars, and when they're on a street where they might see an automobile. And again, that's in hoping that everybody will keep their wits about them. Safety measures will also include other road closures around town, significant deployment of police officers in vehicles, on bicycles, on foot, in plain clothes, and in some cases on all 4 feet. And of course, I'm talking about our canines, both the canines that we have here in the Salem Police Department, and then others that we'll be using from other agencies. And particularly those canines capable of detecting explosives and weapons. We will be installing additional cameras throughout Salem, both permanent and temporary. We will have counter drone measures in place. In addition to you all and the people who would come celebrate with us, we will be welcoming officers from surrounding cities and towns, such as Peabody and Marblehead, officers from the Northeastern Massachusetts Law Enforcement Council, or NEMLAC, deputies from the Essex County Sheriff's Department, troopers from the Massachusetts State Police, rangers and park police officers from the National Park Service, and agents from the FBI and the ATF. Every year, we more than double the number of police officers in Salem on any given night. I shouldn't say on any given night, on the busiest nights in October. So, welcome, be careful, and thank you for coming. I think we'll all take any questions if you have.
What's an estimate last year compared to this year, the amount of people?
So every year for the last 10 years, our numbers have been steadily increasing. And obviously COVID kind of put a depression on that. But if you take out those COVID years, it's really just been a steady ramp up. Last year we had over 1 million visitors to Salem throughout the month of October. And those very busiest days, those busy Saturdays and then Halloween itself, we either had just under or just over 100,000 visitors to Salem. So I can't give you a hard number because I just don't know. And to be honest, some of this is weather dependent, but I am expecting more than 100,000 on those very busy days.
Like last year there was about 1 million for like the season. What do you expect for the season this year?
I conservatively, I would say 1.1 million, maybe 1.15 million.
So it would be a record.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you could give us a rundown of a couple of the behaviors that visitors shouldn't do that tend to annoy the locals here, just out of curiosity.
Well, they're not unique to Salem, right? Making too much noise, trespassing. People in Salem, some people in Salem put up these marvelous Halloween decorations, and it's particularly galling to find that somebody's taken one home as a souvenir, right? But also more seriously, don't bring weapons to Salem, and as I said, be courteous. Right? Please and thank you go a long way.
Yeah, despite the obvious, necessity of these security increases, is there any concern that the increased cost of the anti-drone measures or surveillance you mentioned could outweigh the revenue that's generated during haunted happenings?
You want to take that? Sure.
So we do, as part of our after action, we do a careful analysis of the financial implications of October. Every year we look at our direct costs against our direct revenues. We do run pretty tight. So last year, our overall net for direct expenses, first direct income, not including excise taxes from restaurants and meals and lodging operations, was about $73,000. So it doesn't sound like a whole lot, down from about a net of $84,000 a year prior. We do bring in a few $1 million in excise revenues, though, in addition to that. So we're looking constantly at how we can make sure that we're able to afford the safety measures that are necessary to ensure the public is kept safe throughout the month of October. We have the benefit of having mutual aid agreements with partner agencies that are able to provide many of these assets to us on an emergency basis in a planned manner and without as much expense, but there's still expense for overtime and for many of the materials and equipment that we do have to bring in. We are constantly assessing ways in which we can try to export the cost burdens for that type of safety infrastructure onto the visitors that tend to generate the need for it. It is a regular balancing act, though.
Mayor, you keep saying September.
September and October.
Yeah, exactly, I know. But has the season that people are willing to celebrate Halloween here, has that expanded over the years? Has the season become kind of longer as the years have gone on?
Yeah, somebody who's grown up in Salem, I can tell you for sure that the season's kind of spread a bit. And in many respects, that is intentional and good. It helps to make sure that we don't have 1 million people coming over the course of 1 week alone. If we're going to have 1 million people, have them spread out over 4 or 5 weeks, it's actually less impactful for us, and we're better able to manage it. And one of the, I think, tips that I would give folks maybe planning their trips to Salem is everything that's great to enjoy in Salem in October is also here throughout the year, and you can still come and visit us and maybe have an easier time getting into that restaurant you want to try or getting into that attraction you want to see. Good. Thank you all very much.